Alright y'all, so we're going to get dinner started. It's going to be a super quick and easy Crock-tober recipe. So, 1 whole bell pepper going in the pot. 3 sliced carrots that we just are using because we had them in the fridge. And I want to use them up. And getting some fall colors. So just kind of mixing those around so they're all laying on the bottom. And I've got my 2 pounds of chicken thigh and chicken breast pieces. Got a couple chicken breasts and a couple chicken thighs. And we're just laying those across the veggies. Doesn't have to be perfect. They're still partially frozen. Okay, so we have our block of cream cheese and we're adding in this black pepper parmesan. It's one of their ranch's weeknight meals or night meals, whatever it's called. We're going to give this one a try tonight. And then I just sliced up a few green onions from Eleanor's garden. We just kind of pulled the tops off of them and let them keep growing. I'm going to mix this all together. It smells amazing already. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of salt. Add a little bit of pepper. And we're going to take our cream cheese and ranch mixture and just kind of drop that right over the top of this chicken. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll kind of melt over it. We're going to cook this on high for about 3 to 4 hours. And just like that, our first Crock-tober dinner is done. So we just have the yellow rice, some veggies, and that's our full dinner. Pretty much hands off and delicious. And we just poured some of that sauce right on top of our chicken and rice. So hope you enjoy. See you next time. Alright y'all, so our Crock-tober meal for tonight is going to be stuffed pepper soup. A friend of mine sent this to me last night and I have everything, just about everything for it. So I figured we'd go ahead and give it a try. I did go ahead and brown the meat in my Ninja just to save time. And for those that give me a lot of hate about my Crock-pot recipes not all being dump and go, this recipe is not fully dump and go. It does require a little bit of prep work, and for me, that is okay. So, I've got my meat browned down in the bottom of my pot, and I'm going to add in 1 medium onion that I've diced up. And then I am going to go ahead and add in the garlic because I'm not worried about it burning with the meat and everything already in there. So while this just starts to soften, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my bell peppers. So as we get our bell peppers chopped, I'm going to add them in. I'm also leaving these in larger chunks. I mean, it is a stuffed bell pepper soup, so I want to celebrate that bell pepper and really know that it's in there. So the chunks are considerably larger than the onion. So I just used 2 large bell pepper. I'm going to give that a good stir, and now we're going to season everything. Now, if you brown your meat on the stovetop, you can do all of this step on the stovetop. Or if you just want to brown your meat, you have some leftover browned meat, then toss it in and you can just dump and go the rest of these items. I just feel like we'll get a better flavor overall if we kind of saute them and soften them up. Oh, I left that one really pretty big, but it'll be okay. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt, maybe a teaspoon. We'll most likely be adding more at the end. And maybe about a ½ teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to add in about 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning is what he said to do. He said we also need a can of beef broth. I've got one of these boxes. I'm just going to use about half the box. Now his recipe calls for a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. I don't have a 15-ounce can, so I'm going to use 2 of these 8-ounce cans. And in all honesty, I've never seen a 15-ounce can. So I don't know, but we're gonna use 16 ounces. And then up next, he said use a 15-ounce can of petite diced tomatoes. And I have this, however, I also have 2 tomatoes that I need to use up, so I'm just gonna use these instead. I'm just gonna drop all of my tomatoes in. And Eleanor is going to stir this for us while I finish chopping these tomatoes, because we want all of that to get moved all around and mixed in. Okay, y'all, so here's another part where I'm going to deviate a little bit. So in the recipe he sent me, it says to add in about 1.5 cups of uncooked rice right here. However, I don't always like the texture that I get from rice in my slow cooker. So I'm going to wait to the end and just add in about 2 cups of cooked rice when this is all done. So if you want more of that dump and go, just go ahead and add in your 1.5 cups of rice. I also did want to let y'all know, so I was talking the other day about my new knife and how much I'm loving it and how pretty it is and everything. This company actually sent us a link and a coupon code, so I'll put that in the description box if any of y'all want to go and get this knife also. And I'm definitely, with that coupon code, I'm definitely going to go ahead and get my steak knives now. So thank you very much, Nakano, for that. And if y'all need some new knives, y'all just want to go check out what they have, just look in the description box and I'll put the link down there for y'all. Like I said, this is my go-to knife right now. I do still use my Victorinox knife when this one is dirty, especially for big meats because it's that big long one, and then my serrated knife for like my tomatoes and fleshy things. But this has been pretty much just what I wash, put in the drain rack, and pull it out every time I need it. So I have this on high, and as you can see, it gets super hot. So we're going to turn it down to low and just let it cook and simmer throughout the day. So real quick clarification. I reread his recipe and it does not say to add in uncooked rice. His ingredients say uncooked rice and then it says cook the rice. But I was like, how can that even be enough juice to toss in that much rice? So just disclaimer here, if you want to do the dump and go method and add raw rice into here, I would at least double the liquid. So add another can of beef broth, add another thing of tomato sauce, something, because you're going to need a lot more liquid, otherwise it's going to get super dense. But it will stretch your meal much further also and make it more hearty. But like I said, it wasn't making sense to me, and I went back and it's because I misread it. So if you want to do it like I'm doing it, we're going to do about 2 cups of cooked rice down in here in just a bit. Alright y'all, so I'm out of my favorite long grain rice. So I just used some basmati, and I only made 1 cup of uncooked rice because that should equal about 2 cups of cooked. And so that we have more of a soupy kind of texture. So I'm going to drop that in and just give that maybe 10 minutes to soak up whatever juices. Oh yeah, because I think if I would have added any more rice than this, I'd be upset. I could even deal with a little more broth or juice, but this looks yummy. We'll give it about 10 minutes and we'll come back and taste test and see what seasonings we might need to add. Alright y'all, so this smells amazing, but it does still need some seasoning. So I'm adding in about a tablespoon at a time of seasoned salt. And look, it just like soaked all of that up like a sponge. So there's like no juice left. That did next to nothing. So we're going to do 2 more teaspoons of seasoned salt. I know, probably looks like a lot of salt. I did use fresh tomatoes, so it doesn't have the salt that you might have from that. Also use like no sodium beef broth. And yeah, there's just a lot of really, well, bland items that soak stuff up. So you're going to need a lot more seasoning. We're getting there. I'm going to add in maybe another ½ teaspoon of pepper. And then yes, I'm going to add in a little bit more salt. about 1 more teaspoon. And I think we'll be good to go. Alright, y'all. It is dinner chow down time. So look how yummy. It kind of looks like a dirty rice or rice dressing, as South Louisiana calls it. But, oh, it smells so good. This is going to be delicious.